The highly anticipated FC25 is finally here, and that means FC25 realism sliders and settings are very much needed, and that's what we'll be going through in today's video. Of course, EA do offer simulation sliders, which they have preset in the game, and they're not bad. I've tried them out, they're not bad, but I believe that we all deserve something much better than not bad, especially considering how expensive the game is nowadays. So if you're looking to make your game as realistic as possible, as authentic as possible, and to make it a simulation, this is the video for you. There are all kinds of new settings that have been added. We'll be going through all of them. They're all very important, so make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video to not miss a single one of them. If you go on to enjoy this video and find it useful, please do drop a like on it and subscribe as well. On the road to 5k subscribers, please do get involved. I'd greatly appreciate that. Of course, the gameplay you see on the screen right now is of FC25, and when setting up these things, the first thing I noticed was there's no option to change the game speed of the game. It's been removed, and I immediately noticed it because every time I launched a new rendition of FIFA or FC, the first thing I changed was the game speed from normal to slow, because I always found it very fast. That has been removed, and I guess it's been replaced by that set of sliders that EA provide to you. And I will say this though, the sliders have more of an impact than they ever have before. I think that's also to counteract the fact that they have removed the game speed option as well. But yeah, you can no longer do that, so the game speed is just what game speed the game has been set to. In terms of the difficulty you see here, every game that you see as us being the home team is on world class. Every game you see as us being the away team is on legendary. This is how I play career mode. Every time I'm at home, I play on world class. Every time I'm away, specifically in domestic competitions, I play on legendary. And every time I am away in European competitions, I play on ultimate. But yeah, I just felt like I should clarify that so that you guys know the difficulty that I play on. Now, the game settings, very important, and this is one thing that EA don't assist us with. They just give you the sliders, but the game settings have such a big impact. Of course, the preset is on custom because we're going to be customizing our own settings. We have auto shots off. We want to take our own shots. We don't want the AI to shoot for us. Assisted headers are off as well, which will make your headers really difficult and for you not to score every single header you have. Shot assistance will be on precision, so not assisted and not manual. Precision really puts the control in your hands, and that will soon tie into the shot error slider, which you'll see in a moment. Time finishing for me is on. Most people don't like time finishing. I personally like time finishing because when you time that shot to perfection, it should be rewarding, and that's what I'm simulating with that. But that one is really down to personal preference. That's not really changed gameplay all that much. Auto flare pass is off because I don't want them to be doing the flicks and tricks without me wanting them to do the flicks and tricks. So if you want to do a flare pass, you're gonna have to do it manually. I have that off. Through pass assistance is on semi. Lob through pass is on semi assisted as well. Ground pass assistance is also on semi, and cross assistance is on semi, but lob pass assistance is on manual. The reason I have this on manual, not on semi or assisted, is that when you have lob passing on manual, you can actually pass the ball into space. So this refers to long passes, right? So if you're on a counter attack, if you have a player making a run, something like that, it gives you the ability to pass the ball into space, whereas with semi and with assisted, it goes towards the player. So if you have like a super fast winger, you can lob the ball into the space and they will run onto that, and that's a very good option to have there. Pass receive lock is on late. Again, this one is personal preference because I like the ability to change my mind at the very last moment in terms of where exactly I'm going to be passing the ball to. And then precision pass sensitivity for me is high because when I do use the precision pass, I want it to be very accurate to where I am directing it, which can be a good thing or a bad thing, but yeah, you're going to definitely be held accountable for where you put that direction. Moving over to auto clearances, I have it on because there are still those moments where a cross is whipped in or the ball ball ricochets and stuff and your defender just doesn't clear it. So those very instinctual moments where a defender should just look to clear it away, it kind of helps you out with that. If you have it off, you may experience some frustrations in those moments and concede some sloppy goals. So I have auto clearances on, but then the clearance assistance for me is directional, so that when I do make the clearance, it goes in the direction that I am choosing to clear it at and not just anywhere, right? Because sometimes if a cross comes in, you may direct to clear it out for a throw-in instead of a corner, whereas if it's not directional, it may just go anywhere, which is the easiest place to clear it. So I prefer having it on directional. Jockeying for me is assisted for now. I usually have it unassisted early on in the game as I get used to the new mechanics, to how to defend, how to jockey players. I have it unassisted for now, but I will definitely be going over to manual. If you guys are finding it too easy to win the ball back and to mark the AI, then definitely have it on manual. And then defending for now, I have it on tactical. I usually cycle between tactical defending and the advanced defending. I found that with advanced defending for now, I'm committing way too many fouls, haven't really gotten the timing right for those shoulder barges, which you have the option of doing that instead of in tactical. So I have tactical for now on, but then again, that's really down to you. Even if you want to use a legacy, that's down to you. Doesn't really change the gameplay all that much. And then pass block assistance, I have that on off for now. If you have it on, then your players are going to be more eager to break their shape to make interceptions. You know, if they see the ball is there, they won't be as disciplined. They may be more sucked towards the ball, right? And that makes the game more intense and stuff, but you may be a bit exposed if, you know, you don't win that ball. Whereas if you have it off, they will hold their shape and you have to manually move them to make interceptions and stuff. So yeah, I would say have that off. And to be completely honest with you, all of the switching settings are down to personal preference. They don't really change up the gameplay all that much. It's just how you feel comfortable changing players, what feels natural to you and what you prefer. There are my settings if you want to use those, but yeah, you can set this however way you choose to. And the final few settings here, we have contextual agile dribbling off. I don't want it on because it makes it too easy to dribble past defenders, because the game adjusts to your acceleration and your agility and your balance and stuff, and it makes it easy to just beat a man, and I don't want that. I want to struggle to dribble past players, so I have it off. Goalkeeper save assistance, we have it on semi, and then analog sprint is off. In terms of half length, I play on 6-minute halves. From personal experience, these settings work best for between 5 to 10-minute halves. I've personally never played more than 10-minute halves, so to those people who do, try them out and let me know what you think. Difficulty, I already mentioned at the beginning of the video, I play on world class, legendary, and on ultimate. Now let's get into the fun stuff. The sliders, of course, the gameplay type is custom. I already said there is a simulation preset which you can try out, but of course we're doing it custom. We're doing it our own way. Wind effects is on medium. I tried it on high, and on high it gets very difficult to play long balls. Okay, the long balls are very unpredictable, and sure, it's more challenging, but I don't think it's as realistic. So I'd say have it on medium. And of course, weather effects are on because we want the weather to be a factor in how we play. Sprint speed is on 31 for both the user and the CPU, slowing the game down, making it more realistic, not as quick. And acceleration is finally fixed. Finally, you can change acceleration without breaking the game. Acceleration has been lowered down to 44 for both the user and the CPU. Throughout all of FC24, if ever you lower the acceleration, you would find it impossible to defend, because the players would have this animation where it would look like they're running through mud before they start to accelerate, right? And that would be because the acceleration slider would only work for every player except for the one on the ball. So the guy that had the ball would always have 50 default acceleration, and whatever you set the acceleration slider to affect everybody else. Here, that's been fixed, and it actually affects everybody. If you lower it lower than 44, then it gets a bit too clunky and too slow. So I have it on 44. Shot error is on 62 for both the user and the CPU. We're using precision shooting as well. Do you remember that from the settings? Using precision shooting plus shot error makes it very difficult to score goals. Pass error is on 72, again, for both the user and the CPU. We're using semi-assisted passing plus the 72 plus error to really make those incisive passes really special. You know, you have to grind to have that special through ball that splits a defense. Yeah, it makes it difficult and it makes it worthwhile. So pass error is up to 72. We then have shot speed lowered down to 45. Now the shot speed, the shot error, they're all tied together. You'll see the goalkeeper ability here in a second as well. But the shot speed has been lowered down to 45 because every shot that was taken looks like a missile. And that's not accurate. That's not how it should be. And it also makes those power shots special when you get that thunderbolt of a shot, you know. Not every shot should be 100 miles an hour. No, the power shots are still very quick, but the normal shots are slower, but they're still pretty solid, you know. We have the pass speed all the way down to 24, slowing the game down. This is one where we had to reduce very, very much because it's one of the key sliders in slowing down the game. Pass speed, acceleration, and the error sliders are very important. Injury frequency is on 73 and injury severity is on 33. It has normally been on 75 and 35 throughout FC 24, but then here I saw there were a few more injuries. Again, that's one that you really apply and adjust and play around with throughout the whole game. So yeah, for now we have it on 73 and 33 respectively, and then goalkeeper ability has been increased up to 62. So you see the goalkeepers are better, the shots are a bit slower, and it's a bit more difficult to score goals. So getting that amazing worldie of a goal is gonna be difficult, okay? And when you do get it, it's gonna be so much more special. The marking has been upped all the way to 73 for both the user and the CPU, making it more difficult to dribble past players, giving you less space to work with as well. Run frequency is on 35, and this, funny enough, is exactly how they set it in the preset simulation settings. I think this may be the only slider that I kept just like they did as well, because it's just the perfect balance between the AI and your players making runs but not having too many chances. Because if you lower it, you may find situations where they don't make enough chances and they don't get enough shots and they don't get enough goals. So 35 is just the sweet spot there. We move over to line height. It's on 60 for both the CPU and the user as well. So it prevents teams from just sitting back and parking the bus in every single game. It raises up that line height and yeah, makes it a bit more engaging, okay, and a bit more realistic. It does give variety as well because teams that press you are going to press you more aggressively. And even though teams may still sit back, it's not going to be camped out in their own box, okay? We then have line length on 33. That refers to the gaps between the attacking line to the midfield line to the defensive line. So reducing it makes it very compact between those different lines. And yeah, it gives you less space again in the middle of the park. The line width is up to 55 to really stretch out your defensive line so that they cover the full width of the pitch. We would normally decrease this one. Throughout FC24, I remember I always had it under 50, but I realized here that if you have it under 50, there's way too much spaces on the flanks and you give the opposition attackers way too much space to really punish you in the flanks. Fullback positioning is on 80 as well, which enables fullbacks to really get up the field, often be it in an inverted role or be it in an overlapping role. So it makes them an attacking threat as well, but it doesn't leave them exposed and leave them out of position. They do still get back. Again, it depends on the role that you've given them and stuff like that. But yeah, we have fullback positioning up to 80. Of course, the power bar is default 50 for me. And then the first touch control error is up to 68, making it a bit more difficult to do anything with the first touch, be it a first touch, be it a first time pass, be it a first time shot, first time cross. Those elite players with very good ball control and passing and shooting and stuff, they would then really stand out with that slider. Now moving over to CPU sliders, a completely new tab added to FC25, and although these sliders are all new, they are all so important in changing the gameplay. We have the AI behavior to custom. You have options to make it dynamic, which basically means it's randomized and you're never gonna know what you're gonna get with the AI. I guess that's more fun, that's more challenging, but do bear in mind that this is made for realism, not to make it challenging, okay? Then we have tactical, which basically means they'll behave according to how the tactics have been set for them to behave, right? We have it on custom, and firstly we have tackle aggression up to 52. We want it to be difficult to dribble past players. Once again, we want those hard crunching tackles, and they are willing to create more fouls. That's one thing that's always been a problem in all of the FIFA games from the past and FC games, is the lack of fouls. Now, increasing the tackle aggression and considering that the marking is higher, and we have the referee strictness up to strict, there are far more fouls, there are far more cards. Yeah, the game at times is a bit start and stop, but that's what real life games are like. Then for me, the most important one is build up speed, and it's lowered down to 40. This basically refers to how patient the AI will be in possession. They won't just pick up the ball and start running past everybody. They will take the ball and pass it around, knock the ball around, take a touch, look up, find a teammate, build the ball up, especially at the back, right? There are times when they still hit it long, there are times when they are still direct, but for most times they prioritize passing the ball than just going very direct and just running through everybody, which is so important. I love that addition. Shot frequency is another good one. We have it up to 71, so they will take more risks in taking shots. You'll see more shots from outside the box. You'll see shots from slightly weird angles where you wouldn't expect them to take a shot. It's not like they spam shots all the time, but yeah, they take more shots, which means now when a player is on the edge of your box, you don't just stand off. You have to go out and close them down, because if they are a very good player that are capable of taking long shots, then that's a legitimate threat now, because they are willing to take more shots. We have first touch pass frequency, another good one, lower down to 35, so you won't see the tiki-taka from every single team you play. They will take more of a touch, and they say they think about the pass that they're gonna make, especially when they are lower rated players. You won't see the 1-2 touch all the time, or not as much at least. So it's down to 35. We have crossing frequency, another welcomed addition, up to 75. We will see more crosses in the game. You see 75, you may think that it's just gonna spam crosses. Trust me, it's not. It's far more intelligent than I even thought it would be. They are very contextual crosses. There are situations where it's like it's the best thing to do is to do the cross, and they will put a cross in there. Sometimes it's just like, hey, let's just try something, and they just try something, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's more random. And all of these come together to offer the AI different ways of attacking. Personally, for me, I've experienced the AI just pick up the ball and run at you the whole time throughout previous games. That's not the case here. They can still run at you. They can still dribble at you, because you see there is dribble frequency and skill move frequency, which we have lowered because, you know, it's just a bit much on default. But they will still dribble at you. They will still pull off a skill here and there. It's lowered down to 33, because how many times do you see like a Rabona or a Croqueta or a Trevella? Not that often. You will still see them, but again, not that often. But yeah, they can dribble at you, they can pass through you, they can shoot from outside the box, they can cross. Like, it's far less predictable. There's more variety in how the AI attack using these sliders, and I absolutely love it. And that's basically the sliders. There's still so many other settings that I didn't go through even in this video, because this video would be very long, and I know most of you guys are just here for the sliders and the settings and just wanna keep it stepping. And here's the thing, we will be here throughout the whole of FC25 after every single title update to bring you guys latest sliders and settings like we did throughout FC24. But there is a button that's been added to the home screen of the Quickie Crusher channel, a join button, and I think that's something that should be exclusive to members of the channel. Now, I've unlocked memberships like over a year ago, and I just didn't know what to add onto them, but I figured that the sliders are such an important part of this channel that people genuinely value them, and I appreciate you guys' support throughout all the time. And for me to keep coming and doing the settings and the sliders after every single title update, I think that should be exclusive to people that are willing to pick up a membership. There are multiple tiers. Some are just the sliders. There's a tier that will be the sliders and all the settings from camera to visual to audio to everything. There'll be a tier where I even create you guys custom tactics. I share tactics because that's a new feature. You can be involved in career mode. There are multiple stuff, but I'll create a video and I'll link it here so that you guys can see exactly what will be coming to the memberships. So I just decided to make this video to give you guys a slider video, a detailed settings video as well. But if you guys want the updates throughout the whole of FC25 after every single title update, for me to go in and trial and test the settings and the sliders to the most minute detail, you'll have to be a member for that, and I'll appreciate anybody who goes on and picks up a membership as well. Another announcement, I have been making like real football content on the channel throughout the last month or so, but we're going to create a completely different channel for that content. I thought it would be better to separate the two, so I have linked the new channel in the description below. If you guys want content that revolves around me talking about real life football, we have like a podcast going on Spotify as well. I'll be doing fan cams and stuff over on that channel. It's going to be a separate channel, Real Football Talk. Make sure to go and check it out, and I appreciate you guys hitting that subscribe button. Let's see how fast we can grow that channel, and let's see how fast we can get to 5,000 subscribers over on the Quickie Crusher channel. How excited are you guys about FC25? We'll be back with career mode on Monday. Yeah, it's been a while. It's going to be a big one. Oh, trust me, it's going to be a big one. So make sure you have the notification bell ticked. Yeah, notifications comes out that you are the first to know, or else you won't know. And not knowing is not good. Knowing is good. But anyway, let me know your thoughts and any questions you may have down in the comments section below. I've been Quickie Crusher, and I'll see you guys next time.